Happy Big Medals Monday. We got the gold. We beat Canada. So there you go, Canada. What do you think of that? Trump should have been there, right, with their prime minister, and they could have bet on tariffs. And the winning team gets tariffs for the next year the way they want them. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCAA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. A lot of stuff to squeeze into this hour. And we're going to try to get as much in as possible. The U.S. won yesterday. It was awesome. If you didn't see it, we won. We kicked some ass. And by that, I mean our goalie was amazing. And the rest of our team played as good as you possibly could against the best team on the planet. And that was Canada. Canada was the best team on the planet. And the way they played was amazing. But we had a goalie that just happened to be in one of those things, as the kids would say, that would be their zone.
Now Jack Hughes puts it around McCarr. United States with numbers. Back across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington. The United States wins the gold medal here in Milan. 1 minute, 41 seconds into overtime.
3-on-3 hockey is awesome. It's so exciting. And a lot of people are like, it shouldn't be 3-on-3 in this.
Is it the coach's choice who the three are?
Well, you're going to have, okay, so 3-on-3, you're going to have your best skaters always out there. The guys who are the fastest, the best, because it's wide open. And you're dealing with, you're going to have guys that are good at D, but you got to have your fastest skaters out there. And so they had Celebrini and they had Connor McDavid. And Celebrini and McDavid they're just otherworldly. But our guys are fast too. But it's also, you got to take a chance and you got to you cherry pick. And that's what our guy, like, if our guy doesn't get to that puck and bounce it to himself, it's 2-on-none going back the other way. Because, like, all three of our guys they were just going for it. I mean, and
so when you say 3-on-3, it's the goalie and two other guys.
Well, it's three guys and the goalie.
Okay.
So it's 4-on-4, but it's three skaters. And it's back and forth. It's insane. It's fun to watch. Is it the best way to decide something? And we can argue that, but, it was just awesome. The whole thing was, and we got our medal, our guys partied. God bless him for that. And of course, there's always going to be controversy, not just besides the cringe fact of Cash being there. A little cringy. Sorry, but I'm going to say it. I don't care. It's very cringy. The other side of that is the watching people try to make, okay, how is this team so awesome? They won. They're super American compared to some of our skaters. And by the way, you saw our young skater, Bell texts me, goes, dude, I finally got to see that Alicia Liu's skate. She was awesome, right?
It was almost like poetry in motion.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible. So it was the best Winter Games we've ever had. We had 12 golds. I think we finished second in total medals.
Yeah, we did. Norway was first.
And Norway,
they
by
had
the way,
41 and we had 33.
Norway had 18 gold medals, 6 of them by one guy.
Wow.
Six by one dude.
It's almost like Bruce Jenner or Mark Spitz.
It was like it's almost like Phelps. Phelps have like 50 medals.
No, how many did he actually have?
Phelps, I think Phelps had
12, maybe.
Well, and then one. So Michael Phelps, that's a good question right there. In one Olympics, I think he's got 28.
Good Lord.
23 gold medals.
Is that across his whole Olympic career?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So 23 gold medals is just insane. He's got the record for, let's see here. Okay, the Summer Olympics is it Beijing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gold medals. 23 gold medals. That's insane.
I read an article about him, and when he's training, like there would be days when he would eat 3 large pizzas, which amounts to about 20,000 calories.
Yeah.
And he would lose weight because he was training so hard.
Yeah. When you get to a certain level and you're running every day and you're doing something where your body's just and you're at, first of all, you're at a younger age, right? So already, and your
metabolism's higher.
Your metabolism's through the roof, and you're working out several hours a day. You could eat it. When I was younger, man, I could eat anything I want. Anything all day long. Didn't matter. Because I was going to work out all day. And he'd get there. There was a time, too, I think, where they talked about he trained like 12 years in a row, pretty much every day. Just swimming. And they get there, and he'll swim thousands of laps. Us? Nah, not so much. I don't know if you're aware of this. We're not that kind of people. We're not. We're not that kind of people.
I swim more like a turtle.
Well, you better watch out for you.
You shoot yourself.
Yeah.
No, I leave everybody's fish alone.
Because that's how you roll.
Hey, you've already admitted shooting turtles.
Yes, he does, kids. Like, you'd probably shoot Bambi, the turtle.
Oh, he leaves my fish alone.
Damn, Skippy, you better leave your fish alone. It is, I'm just telling you guys, just watching that yesterday, though, was so awesome because the whole world was watching. Got up extra early. I had my buddies. We were all Zooming together, watching it. And yes, we do know that Phelps smoked a little bit of the weed.
Did he?
Well, that's why he's disappeared, because he's a heroin junkie because of the gateway drug.
Take back the medals.
No, God, he did. Remember that when they're talking about, like, don't let him hit your bong with those lungs, and everything's gone.
He'll go through an eighth in one
right
puff.
there. So, but he was, training that much. I mean, he probably burned 10,000 calories a day. Yeah, it's insane. Eating 4 pizzas like a lineman would do in football to try to put on weight.
4 pizzas.
So, had to be. So, I'm just trying to figure, I wonder what Michael Phelps' food day was at his height of his training. Because I think it's good. 8 to 10,000 calories a day.
Man.
So, he consumed that to fuel 6 hours of high intensity. So breakfast, 3 fried egg sandwiches, cheese, tomato, lettuce, fried onions, mayonnaise, baby, 5 egg omelet, 1 bowl of grits, 3 slices of French toast, 3 chocolate chip pancakes, and 2 cups of coffee. Lunch, light lunch, 1 pound of pasta, 2 large ham and cheese sandwiches with mayo and energy drinks. Dinner, 1 pound of pasta, carbonara, a whole large pizza, and more energy drinks.
Man, I wish I had that kind of that.
But are you swimming for 6 hours?
No.
No, I could jacuzzi for 6 hours.
Yeah, I could do that too.
That's good. What'd you have? A drink? It was nice.
What'd you eat for lunch? Everything.
Everything. I got fat, though. I didn't lose any weight. Oh, goodness me. But think about that. When you're training like that, that's incredible.
Yeah, swimming takes it a lot out of you.
My brother, who played minor league hockey, he was drafted, but he now coaches for the Ducks. And his big issue is he couldn't put weight on, no matter what he could do. So he's like 6'3" and maybe 160 pounds sopping wet. And that was his problem in hockey. And the doctor's like, doesn't matter what he eats. And he would eat like Phelps, and he'd just lose the weight because he's on the ice 6 hours a day. And I'm like, I used to tell him too. My mom would look at me, I'm like, have you tried steroids? I heard they work. I don't think they would have worked for him, though. I just don't. It's cold outside. Ken and I like to do this when it is cold, and this may be the last one. Maybe not, but let's.
When the weather weathers, we weather the storm, bringing you fast and accurate Chapass reports with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver. Now it's time for the Chapass Report. Tell us about the Chapin Ken Chapass Report.
Whole bunch of chapped asses out there in Middle Tennessee right now, boys.
Let's talk about it.
32 degrees.
Oh, God.
Cold sunshine's what we call it. 32 degrees. We may see a high of 36 today if we're lucky. But looks like we're going to get down to 20 degrees for the low tonight. So tomorrow, though, 51 for the high tomorrow. We don't get below freezing again the rest of the week. We have some showers we got to deal with, maybe 1.5 inches of rain Wednesday night, Thursday night. But then Friday, sunny and 61 for the high. Saturday, sunny and 69 for the high.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh,
so
yeah.
Just got to get through tonight.
Through tonight, we have a couple days. We've got some showers. It's going to be some rain. But it's not going to be New York City where everything is closed. It's not going to be like Massachusetts. Every place in the Northeast is just shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Nothing's happening over there.
No. And that includes if you've got a flight that you think, well, our connector's coming. No, it's not. Not from there, it isn't. Sure. I mean, they're shut down. Logan Airport shut down.
It's a bomb cyclone.
Yeah. And you don't want to be bomb cycloned. We know that. So it is nasty out there up north. We're doing okay. We're sunny but cool.
We're doing all right. Even when it rains, like you said, we're not going to have any issue. In fact, we need the rain.
Yeah, we do.
Still a lot of parts of Tennessee in a drought.
That's crazy that we're in a drought. But we didn't get a lot of rain so far this year. And late last year, we didn't get a lot of rain either.
Apparently not.
I thought, well, the last spring we got some rain because we seem to be in here almost every 2 days. Right?
Yeah, you guys were doing 24-hour tornado coverage.
Yeah. But the rain, we were always waiting for the rain to come with it. We got a lot more wind and lightning than we did rain. I guess, yeah. But I know we're in a drought. So that ain't good. That ain't good at all, kids. So we're going to see what happens in the coming days. But we've got a little bit of rain coming. Nothing too crazy. Okay? Nothing too crazy.
I'm looking forward to this weekend. That's going to be nice.
Yeah. That is going to be nice.
Run around without a shirt.
Oh, that's right. Really, sun's out, guns out.
Yeah.
Show everybody the guns, baby. What'd you bring to the gun show? These. I don't think that's real. Well, it's kind of funny. Craziness in Mexico. If you're thinking to yourself, I would love to get some avocados. May not be happening. And I'll tell you why. Because of the shootings.
Members of this organization, of the Jalisco cartel, has a presence all across Mexico, not just in Jalisco, but in the border in Tijuana and Reynosa, which is right south of McAllen, Texas. There have even been warnings in Quintana Roo, which is where Cancun is and a big tourist spot.
So the shootout that took place yesterday killed the leader of the Jalisco New Generation. So the New Generation is uber violent. They're the youngest of the groups out there. But since El Chapo went away, the Sinaloa's kind of fallen apart somewhat. I mean, they're still big, but they're not what they once were. And now you've got these guys, and these guys are all over the place. They don't just stick to what would be their state. That you see a lot of, the Sinaloa, they're all over. They were in Guadalajara. They were, and which is a big deal because that's where the World Cup is going to have several games, including Mexico playing there. And they're worried about that. All of the American airlines in and out have been shut down right now at the airport. So this is crazy. But we, along with their Mexican, army, their military, took out him and I think 4 others. But it doesn't mean they're going anywhere. They do $20 billion a year. So it's just on to the next when it comes to this. But it was just crazy to see the shootout. And it reminded me of, and I don't know if you guys ever remember. Did you guys remember? You saw the movie Heat, obviously. Great movie.
Yeah, it was years ago. It had Henry Rollins in it.
Yeah. And De Niro and a few other people. Val Kilmer and whatnot.
Who?
Val Kilmer? Never. Just Rollins. But do you guys remember the North Hollywood shootout, the bank shootout? I'm surprised, Ken, you should remember that.
Nope.
So the North Hollywood shootout, 1997, it was 2 guys who robbed the Bank of America. And they come out, they're top to bottom they're armored up. And they have AK-47s. They have everything you could think of. And they just start looking at the cops and blasting away. And they're shooting at the helicopters. The whole thing, it goes on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. They're just walking down the street in a gunfight that was insane. And finally, they ended up killing one of them. The other one committed suicide after he'd ran out of pretty much everything he had. But it was such a desperate plea that the cops were telling the other cops, go to any of the stores around here that have guns and just get whatever you can because they're well armed. We don't have anything for this. And it reminded me of that yesterday. It was a shootout in the middle of a neighborhood at a Costco, among other things. Crazy. So we'll see what happens. But over the next couple of days, I have a feeling there's going to be some more issues with Jalisco. They will not go down without a fight. And like I said, we have Northcom now that participated in this. We gave them intelligence for this. So let's see what happens. All right, coming up, A lot of stuff still to get to. We're going to talk more about the BAFTAs. We're also going to talk about Iran, what is going to happen there potentially tomorrow night, obviously with the big deal with the State of the Union. And, Trump, as I'm sure, is going to talk about a lot of different things. But the Iran thing is going to be interesting. Will he or won't he in the next couple days? Will he do it tonight? Will he do it tomorrow? We'll find out. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Unicycles. You
think the clowns will give them up?
Maybe. If you guys haven't heard, there's been an issue with the buses. They have no insurance.
40 of them.
How embarrassing is that? What is wrong with you people? Did nobody look in the mail? Go, hey, guys, we got a mail here. It's got one of those big red things on it that says final notice, like from television. What should we do? I don't know. Maybe pay the bill. Pay the bill.
And, of course, the city's not going to think twice about just rehiring these guys who let their insurance lapse. They'll just go, okay, you're all set again. It's like, maybe we could get some competent people.
Yeah. How hard can it be? You figure, if I'm running that, we're going to have one person that pays attention to all this stuff. The fuel charges, the maintenance, the bill for insurance, so kids can get back and forth.
Yeah, but you got to pay people to do that, and the CEO won't make as much.
No, that's true. You know what? You're right about that. We want to make sure they make a lot because that matters. Because at one time, they never had that job. How many buses is it? 40-some?
Yeah, affected 40 buses. Yeah, so Rutherford County, they don't own the buses. They have to hire outside contractors, and this one particular contractor apparently let its insurance lapse, and so 40 buses have to be parked.
My God. Look, I'm not saying there's a business idea here, but I think if we put our heads together, we could come up with a business idea. How to get like a kid's version of Uber. Like, that'd be nice, right? We'd help the kids out, get them to school. Be great. As opposed to these, and you were telling me earlier, Ken, I didn't realize how packed those buses are.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. My son said on a daily basis there were 3 to a seat, and if there were still people standing, you had to scrunch up as much as you could. Sometimes you had to sit on somebody's lap.
Man, that is
not fun.
No, it's not. Well, first of all, sitting on somebody's lap in to the era of Me Too is probably not good.
No,
but because I didn't take a bus to school, though somebody joked earlier, you must have a chauffeur. I'm like, I wish. Yeah, my chauffeur were me. I had my feet Raris, as I called him. It's my mom. Hey, Mom, I'm going to be late for school. She's like, sucks for you, right? So you better start pedaling your ass. But like you said, because we were asking you earlier about how long it also takes to drop your kids off.
Yeah, that was a 3-hour ordeal every afternoon before my daughter got her driver's license. And then my son was still in elementary school.
What was worse? Which was a high school or a junior high or elementary school for picking up your kids?
Both.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, parents started lining up. Let's see. The elementary schools got out later than my daughter's high school did. Like, I would show up an hour before the final bell where my daughter went to high school.
Gosh. And you weren't the first in line.
I'm sorry. My son's school would get out before the high school. So I would show up at least an hour before his bell, get him, then get over to the high school where there was another 45-minute wait.
Wow.
And then getting out of there, waiting for all the people in front of you.
And you probably weren't the first one there either.
No.
Because there are people parked there at 12:45.
Oh, yeah.
That's just crazy. I mean, I can't even, because And
the buses are still crowded.
Yeah, that's what's nuts. The buses are still crowded, and people are waiting hours to get their kid. You better like your kid. It's a long time. You better do damn good in school because I ain't doing this anymore.
It actually worked out okay with my son because I could work with him on his times tables and, things like that, help him with his homework in the car as long as his homework wasn't math.
Yeah.
Because when it came to math, I was just talk to your teacher, son.
So, yeah, there is an Uber option for kids, but we got to do it in a bigger way. Here's somebody. I used to be a general manager of a school bus company. You know exactly when your insurance is getting ready to lapse. You carry a card in your bus. Part of the pre-trip is to check your insurance every day. Well, they did, and somebody said, oh, we don't have any.
Yeah, it happened. Rutherford County says they got word of it Friday evening.
When somebody thought, hey, guys, it says we're going to be done for on Monday, so we'll let you guys know that. Somebody says you're all talking car lines. I'm in one now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, many of you.
They're building right now. I guarantee it.
Ooh, lordy, lordy. All right, coming up, we're going to talk Iran. Let's get serious about stuff. How bad could it be? What are we going to do? Should we do anything? Oh, my Lord. We shall discuss that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Yeah, United Structural Systems, proud to be people that can help you every day. Just like they help the community, things like Habitat for Humanity. They've been there for so many people, and they love to give. In this time of year, we have seen some stuff, and there's a lot of people out there who are still trying to dig out of this, still trying to figure out what went wrong. They're worried about their foundation. They're worried about, are there leaks places they can't see? They're worried about wood rot and mold. United Structural Systems has you covered. Since 1994, United Structural Systems has helped thousands upon thousands of customers restore their home and their foundation damage. Do not let that be you. Let them get out there and give you a free inspection. It's not going to cost you anything. Not going to sell you anything you don't need. That's not who they are. So if you or someone you know is dealing with foundation issues, especially after the chaos that we've went through, all right, give them a call today. Call United Structural Systems at 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855. Check them out online at ussTN.com. And again, gain peace of mind with United Structural System Foundation Repair and Waterproofing Services. Yeah. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. I think we're down to, 4 or 5 tickets left? If you can buy some still, if you want to, for tomorrow night. It's the Steak of the Union. All right, Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna. Come break bread with us. Dine, hang out. We're all going to be there, except for Belle, because Belle's like, I don't want to be there. You know, I don't like anybody. I want to stay here. So Jackson, we sent Jack, really. Rather you there.
He won't do anything.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything last time.
He didn't. He was Jackson at that, when we were at that T-line thing, it was a day off for him. He's playing games and running around. He didn't do anything. You would have had fun with us tomorrow.
He was bowling. He was doing curling.
All of the things, right? You know what he wasn't doing? Working. But we'll be working tomorrow night. I want you guys to come out.
That's by his own admission, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He thought it was a Friday, even though it was a Thursday. Trust me, Ken was there. He was a news guy. He could see it with his eyewitness knew.
I'm Ken Weaver.
So we're going to be out there tomorrow. Everybody's going to be there. Chris Hand, myself, Dan, Matt. Of course, we're joking about Jackson. Yes. Oh, Ken's going to be there as well. So get your butts out there tomorrow night. A few tickets available. And we may even have some for you to walk up and buy tomorrow. We'll let you guys know that sometime tomorrow, but only 5 left. So now is your time. Now that is the State of the Union, which would be the State of the Union. Here's the thing. Are we or aren't we going to get into a kerfuffle with Iran? Ooh.
Is that an Iranian word, kerfuffle?
It is.
It kind of sounds like
a falafel?
Falafel, yeah.
Now, do I think we are? I think at some point in time we're going to have to. I think Trump kind of painted himself into a corner with this. I don't want to. This is John Kirikow, one of the former CIA guy, who kind of knows what he's talking about what potentially could be happening and when that timeline may come to fruition. I think the State of the Union may push it, but you never know.
Going into Iran is entirely different than going into Venezuela.
92 million people. It's a gigantic country. It's bigger than Texas, and it has 92 million people. And I think that at the White House, they have just bitten right into this Israeli propaganda, the same kind of propaganda we got in 2003, that as soon as we cross that border, they're going to throw flowers at us, and they're going to greet us as liberators, and we're all going to live happily ever after, and everybody's going to get rich on the new oil deals. And that's just not going to happen.
No, I don't think it's going to happen either. I don't. And while there are people over there who are hoping we come in. The reality is we're coming in for Israel, right? And we're coming in not in a way where we're going to come in and this is altruistic way that everybody thinks is going to happen. No, Israel wants us to go in there. They want several things to happen, one of which is for it to become a nightmare, a hornet's nest. They want it to be Libya or Syria. They want it to break down and devolve into chaos. That's what they're hoping for. And yeah, let's not forget 2003, Bibi Netanyahu and Israel. Bibi was out there talking about, this is, we have to go into Iraq. They have all of this stuff and they've got all of these things and we have to. And there was none of that stuff. And they fed us a whole bunch of crap. And there is a fear that this is going to de-escalate fast.
So I have a friend, former CIA officer, who was at the White House this morning talking to his friends. And he says that a decision has been made to attack Iran on Monday or Tuesday. The president yesterday gave the Iranians 10 days to accept our proposals for an end to their ballistic missile program, an end to their uranium enrichment program, an end to supporting groups in the Middle East like Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. But he's done this before. Well, he'll give you 10 days, he'll give you 2 weeks, and then he'll just attack 2 days into it. He thinks that keeps people off balance.
Well, it does. Because it's one of those things where if you've ever had a dislocated shoulder or a finger or somebody and they say, all right, on 3, I'm going to do this and we're going to pull. And you're like, okay. And they go 1, and they do it. Kind of the way that Trump has done stuff in the past. The issue is, how bad does it get if we decide to get into this? I have no idea. I don't. I would like to think we don't get in at all. I'd like the cooler heads prevail. But today they went out and they were back at it when it comes to the young getting out there and saying, all right, we're going to go for it. We're going to start to ramp up everything again. And they're supposed to hold another round of talks on Thursday. But they're not. Khomeini has already got he's expecting to die. He's old, right? And he's got his secession already apparently in place with a couple other, by the way, hardliners who maybe even been worse than him, which is not good. And most importantly, I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to spend any more damn money, and I don't want to get any more foreign wars. I thought that was the point. We weren't going to be in foreign wars. We're not going to do this. We don't need to be the policemen of the world. And by the way, if you think, well, this is going to be easy, because I get a lot of that from people. This is going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be easy. Iran has some stuff.
There's real danger here for Bahrain, for the United Arab Emirates, for Saudi Arabia, especially in the eastern province, which is where most of the oil is. This isn't going to be a country of 92 million people just rolling over and accepting defeat, without a shot being fired. And one final point, too. I don't know why the Western media are not talking about the fact that Iran has developed hypersonic missiles. The United States doesn't have hypersonic missiles. We're working on one, but we don't have any idea what a hypersonic missile might do to an aircraft carrier, for example.
And here's the scary thing. And I told you guys last week, one of the things that we have done is we've gone to several of the places like Bahrain and several of the other places that are friendly with us, that are within reach when it comes to Iran's missiles. And we have told them that they must be prepared for the potential of something. Now, do I think they will attack one of our ships like that? Maybe with conventional weapons, probably not a hypersonic. If they did, I think Trump would use a nuke. Not a big one, but I think he would do. And that would lead to all-out chaos and then the rest of the world standing up. Why are we doing this? I continue to go back. Why are we doing this? Because Israel wants us to do this. Israel wants us to do this. There is no reason. Well, they could get a nuclear weapon. They're not going to. First of all,
we just gave them one. We blew it up.
Yeah, and I thought that was all taken care of. Remember that last year? Oh, we blew everything up. There is no more nukes. Well, now apparently there is. Now they got hypersonic missiles and they got ballistic missiles. We've known all these things. what we want. We have to allow them to make the change. Now, we can help them once the change starts, but do you think the goal for them is let's make this massive change and we'll use the Americans to bomb the hell out of our own people with Israel? And do you think that they're going to want nothing for it? They're going to want oil, they're going to want control, and they're going to want to put their own puppet in place. I don't want to be fighting other people's wars. We've done this. We've gotten ourselves into Syria. We have gotten ourselves into Libya. And it all turns to crap. And this has the opportunity to become really nasty fast. Because Iran is no joke. They're not they would squish Venezuela in a heartbeat. They are not Venezuela. And we don't need to be in a position where this thing turns us into, well, it becomes a quagmire, a kerfuffle. Somebody said like kerfuffle, but it becomes a quagmire. We become bogged down in any of this stuff. Or putting our men and women in our bases around the globe, but in particular throughout the Middle East, into any kind of harm's way. No, I don't think so. Let me know what you think. Tweet at us, text the program. People are talking about that Gonzalez case earlier, the Republican, and several of you have texted in about that. That Gonzalez, first of all, Gonzalez is in a contested district. It's going to be tough. Secondly, he had an affair, allegedly, and she killed herself. She lit herself on fire because he wanted naked pictures of her, was the last thing that he was texting. And Texas has some weird stuff going on over there. You know, God bless Texas, but there was some weird things happening out there. And that whole thing with that, I remember when that happened. And everybody's like, what happened? It's like, well, she caught on fire. Something happened. It was her. She did it. Because she was having an affair with this dude. And this dude, here's a new world. He's not stepping down. He's like doing everything he can to stick around for as long as he can. Because we live in a time where people think, it'll blow over. NES. Everywhere else.
No, she still needs to be fired.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's so much of politics nowadays, especially when they're running, is, I'm telling you guys, primaries matter more than anything ever has when it comes to politics, because it is quality of candidate. And there's some candidates out there on both sides that are insane, that will probably win primaries and get blown out in generals. And this guy, if he was to win, he's gonna have a tough time, even in a red district, no doubt. All right, coming up, Matt is in the house, I think. I saw him, but I haven't seen him. We'll talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Probably about the USA. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Girl, what's up? Matt's in the house.
I have some breaking news.
Tell me. Break it.
Well, I have two pieces of breaking news. I just thought of another one.
Okay.
Breaking news number one. The United States won gold in men's hockey.
Thank you very much for that.
Breaking news number two. I have done the research. The men's Canadian goalie is not nearly as hot as the female Canadian goalie.
No, he is not. He is not.
I do these.
That's a little homophobic, isn't it?
I'm just saying.
Hey, now.
I'm just being honest.
No, you were right. You're right. Now, for the ladies, he may be easy on your eyes.
Sure.
But for the men, sorry, it's not the same.
Speaking of homophobic and easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
That Elvis Presley, at his heyday, my goodness gracious, there was a handsome lad.
He was a good-looking dude.
Good-looking man.
He was, because he's got that new, isn't there a new...
I saw it last night.
Yeah, how was it?
It was fabulous. This is the same guy, Baz Luhrmann, I guess, that did the movie.
Also
biopic.
a guy I would hate to have his life. Yeah, some of these people, right? Like, oh, I'd hate to be you, Austin. Or like some of these guys who play him. You're like,
right. He did the movie, and in doing the movie, he uncovered a lot of this documentary footage that had never been seen before, and so he put it together in a documentary. I cannot gush about it enough. It's just fabulous.
I heard
absolutely fabulous.
So yeah, because they said there's a lot of stuff that people had no idea about him. because it was just stuff that
how intimately involved in the arrangements he was, like how in tune with the audience he was, how
Really?
they bounce back and forth. I'll talk about it on the show, but they bounce back and forth. They do it. It's a concert film, but it's also a documentary. And so they go back and forth between rehearsals and like they'll do a song, but they'll bounce between the rehearsal and the stage, and then several different stages of rehearsal. And the amount of work that he put into arranging and rearranging the stuff, and no, let's do this, let's do that. I had no idea he did all that.
Was it the famous concert where his comeback, or what was it?
No. It was it was his residency in Las Vegas after the comeback, because the comeback was in 69, I guess, 68, 69. And then, so this starts right around late 69, 70, 71, 72. I mean, it was the zone years. He didn't get to, Elvis really didn't puff up and get bad until 75.
Yeah. Towards the end, last 18 months of his life,
right.
he was.
And so this really focused on what I would consider the golden era of Elvis Presley, when he started with the jumpsuits.
So he was already a megastar, and then he became, bigger than life.
I don't know that people give Elvis the credit for the comeback, right? I mean, because he was the king of rock and roll. He goes off to war, or not to war, but he goes into military service. 2 years there, comes back, and then the Colonel Tom Parker pushes him into movies.
Yeah.
And he starts doing these awful movies. And he actually, so the entire documentary is narrated by Elvis.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Baz Luhrmann found a 45-minute interview that they had done with Elvis in preparation of doing a documentary that has never been heard before. And he pieced that together and used other interviews that Elvis did that are publicly available. And so Elvis narrates the entire film. It's really, really well done. If you have any interest in Elvis Presley, I encourage you to go see it.
Did he not do any music that wasn't soundtrack related to the movies when he was doing movies?
Oh, good question, Bell.
No, I think all of them. Were on the soundtracks. I think and they would find one or two to release, because I mean the only songs that I think charted for him in the 1970s were "Burning Love" and "Suspicious Minds."
Yeah.
I mean, pop. I mean, rock and roll, not like gospel. I think he had a
But
couple
the whole
of
thing was, it wasn't like he was releasing albums of all of his own work, and it was just album-oriented rather than movie-oriented.
It was just movie-oriented.
Yeah.
For the most of the 1960s. It's fabulous, though. It was really good. So
awesome.
You guys should go see it if you like Elvis at all.
Now, is that in theaters? Where is it?
It's IMAX now, and then it releases theater-wide, I think, this weekend. I think it started in IMAX, and now it's going to... I would encourage it in IMAX, but I think that goes away this weekend.
Difference between Matt and us, guys. He's talking about Elvis, and we were doing the old Blood and Honey from Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie kills everybody in the movie. There's a part 2.
There's a part 2?
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you actually see it?
Yeah, I saw the first one. I haven't seen part 2 yet.
How was the first one? Good? Exactly what I would expect it to be?
You know what? It was way better than I think people realize. It only cost a guy $100,000, but you don't need a lot nowadays to make movies. But it was
Cocaine Bear good?
Christopher Robbins goes off and leaves them to all just die on their own.
And they turn feral?
They turn feral. He comes back to introduce his new girlfriend, and he comes out to find out that it's basically Leatherface, but Winnie the Pooh.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun. Because
That's nice.
Bell, we were talking about that because Bell had no idea. Bell was talking about how he killed Bambi's mom and had no idea that Bambi was a boy.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
You cook it right, it all tastes the same.
Bambi. How did we know Bambi was a boy?
Because he became the Prince of the Forest. I don't know. People are
he had antlers. He had antlers later on. That's true.
So
The
that
Prince
happened.
of the Forest.
Don't worry, though. There's Bambi's Revenge and Bambi versus Godzilla if you have a chance. You guys have a good one. We'll do a little Hot Take Tuesday tomorrow. Matt, straight ahead.